Tell you what, real proud of this group. I think they performed well. They ran well. The drills looked very good. Looks like they're in really good shape. A lot of these guys will play at the next level, so that's very exciting, for our program.
Coach, you see guys like Jeff Whitaker put up 41 on the bench present. He's someone that you always want to root for. But tell me your feelings on that.
Yeah, Jeff Whitaker, he's one of our leaders. He's been one of our leaders since he's been here. He's kind of like the grandfather of our, to all of our players. Just a lot of wisdom. He's been an extension of the coaches since he's been here, and he'll definitely be missed.
When you know guys are going to put up certain numbers like that, Gus, like Jeff, obviously you know what he can bench, what Corey's going to run in the sub-4 fours. How validating is it, how satisfying is it to see your players reach what you've seen them do?
Yeah, there's no doubt, because they've done it in workouts just with our strength coach and all that, but to be able to do it on this stage, with all the scouts here, it definitely validates everything.
Guys kind of get picked apart a little bit in the draft process. Does it bug you as a head coach hearing that kind of stuff and seeing it?
There's certain things that do, but those guys got a job to do, and their livelihood depends on the players they draft, and they just try to find out all the information. It seems like every year there's, they get more and more critical and try to find out more and more, things that can help them, but, it's part of the process.
How much are teams still talking to you about Nick as a quarterback?
There's some that are. Of course, I think I've made my opinion known. I think in the right system, not only could he play quarterback, but he could be very successful. In the short time that he was here, what he's done, he's one of the better zone read runners in the history of college football, in my opinion. And you look what he did the last 2 years, and you look that against our rival, he set the school record for total offense with the best defensive players on one team. So he can do it at the highest level, and but he's also a good enough kid and a good enough athlete where he'll help some team, whatever position that he decides to play. And I'm going to support him 110% regardless what position, because he's done us a great job and been a great example and a great leader for us.
But do you see the physical attributes that would make him a good quarterback?
What's that? What's that?
Do you see can you kind of see the physical attributes that would make him successful with DB or
yeah, well, he's a great competitor. He knows the game. He's a great athlete. So when you combine all that, he could play, in my opinion, a number of positions. So.
Gus, just ask Anthony Slater. He's not on the team anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna update our roster, our spring roster, next Tuesday. So I'm gonna wait until then. I'll give you all the updates, not just with him, with other people too.
You meant spring obviously coming up a little bit earlier than, but why move it forward a little bit in this March schedule, I guess, into the start of spring practice?
Yeah, last year I believe we went 5 weeks straight spring practice. We decided to split it up a little bit, go 5 practices, have our spring break, and then come back and have 10. Just strategically, with the new defense coordinator coming in, a little more time to put our defense in and to teach everything.
Guess how winter workouts been?
Winter workouts have been very, very good. A lot of energy, a lot of excitement. Our players, I can tell they're hungry, and that's very important.
Let's just talk about how the process of quarterbacks. Will Jeremy start out number 1?
Yeah, the first day he'll take the first reps. But hey, every position is going to be open. That's a great thing about spring. We're going to put the ball down, let guys compete. We got a bunch of young, inexperienced guys that we think is going to be very good football players. But in the spring, that's when you evaluate everything and you give everybody a chance to compete for positions.
How important is this session for Will installing that defense?
Well, very important. He's going to install his defense from the ground up, and spring is going to be that foundation where he's laying the foundation. So it's very important.
Is he going to have to mix and match some guys to see where they fit best in his defense?
Yeah, well, I'm going to let him. He'll decide all that. He's been there, done this before, and like I've said numerous times, I believe he's the best in the business at doing it. And so we're looking forward to spring and him implementing his defense.
How interested are you in just getting Jason Smith out there and see if we can do athletically? Starting at quarterback, what do you expect at the quarterback from?
Yeah, Jason Smith's a guy that we've known about for obviously a long time, recruited him a long time. He's got some outstanding skills. We're going to give him a chance to compete for the quarterback spot. We think he's very talented and very athletic, and we're glad that we have him.
You expect guys like Nick, if you need him to come in for a series or two to do some more zone read than say
I think after spring I'll have a better idea to answer that question. Right now he's going to have an equal opportunity to win the position, and like I said, he's got a skill set that fits what we do.
Do you expect Carl Lawson to be full go?
You know, at this point right now, you know, Coach Muschamp's got a good plan. You know, the doctors have cleared him ready to go, but Coach Muschamp will have a good plan on exactly how much he'll do.
And will Alex Kozan be back?
Alex Kozan will do. He'll participate some in spring. I don't know exactly how much at this point, but he will be a part somewhat.
How about Kamaya?
Same deal. And like I said, I'll update y'all a little bit better the Tuesday right before we start spring and a little bit more detailed on all of our guys.
Goes back to Jeff Whitaker's the type of guy that, you know, didn't get to play a lot, obviously, but in 41 bench reps today, a workout warrior. What kind of guy was he here, and do you think he could translate to the next level?
Well, you know, he was a highly recruited guy coming out of high school. He's battled a lot of injuries. He's had a lot of adversity, but like I said earlier, you know, he's been one of our leaders. He's been one of our staples. Really held this senior group together, and deserves a lot of credit, you know, for our success his time here.
Gus, when you go back to the pro day for a minute, Bruce Arians at the Combine a week and a half ago had said that college offense is up-tempo, that use the signs for play calling, that don't have huddles, that don't have snap counts and reads and things of that nature, that ain't playing quarterback, that's not leadership. When you hear an NFL head coach say something like that, what's your reaction?
Well, you know, I think every coach has their own opinion. You know, obviously I like what we do. I agree with what we do. That's where the game's going, regardless of anybody's opinion. But, you know, we feel strong in what we do.
When you say you see Nick as a potential quarterback in the NFL, do you think he would have to go to a team, obviously, that would be conducive to?
Yeah, you know, I just said that the right fit is what I've been saying. You know, the guys that run the right scheme, you know, he could be very successful.
You've been pretty asked us already to share any ideas on Coach Belichick. I know he's always interested in trying to bring some stuff.
Yeah, you know, I have a lot of respect for him, and you know, he's a cutting-edge guy, and he wins. I mean, you know, he's one of the best, obviously, in the business.
You guys chat about Texas and
no.
You've been pretty vocal about wanting to keep the ineligible receiver downfield rule at 3 yards.
Yeah.
Is that something you've been kind of pursuing this last month or so?
Yeah, you know, I think so. I mean, that's part of the creativity of the game, and you know, that's been a rule that's been in place for a while, and you see a lot of offenses utilizing that. And my whole deal is let's just make it a point of emphasis. Start calling it if guys are down the field. But I'm not into anything that takes the creativity out of the game. You know, you see a lot of coaches around the country, specifically high school coaches that are coaching college. That's very important to. And so, you know, my suggestion is that we just make it a point of emphasis for the next cycle, and then go from there.
Going back to Destin last year, there's a lot of talk of adding an additional full-time assistant on the field. Yeah. There was talk of the satellite camps. Were those issues addressed at the coaches' convention?
There was a little bit. Obviously, when you get in the SEC coaches meeting, you get in a little more detail. You know, when you're at the convention, it's a little bit more big picture.